Yo, yo, it's the power hour where the bruisers eat. No finesse, no flukes, just backs that punish. Fantasy gold in the mud, let's eat. Yo, welcome to the power hour.
Welcome back to another episode of the Fantasy Football Power Hour. As you can see, I got my Squid Games girl mask on here, so I gotta take this bitch off. I can barely breathe, but woo! How's it going tonight, Moss?
Oh, not too bad. That was about as scary as the Miami Dolphins, huh?
Yeah, that was a wild game. We definitely need to touch on that. I mean, they come out here against Atlanta, and hey, they look like they could be a Super Bowl team, which that was we got to do some kind of I don't think there's any research we could do why Bijan Robinson literally just screwed us. You know, it was a perfect matchup, did absolutely nothing. Atlanta cannot be trusted, so that was tough.
That was tough. Yeah. And then then they laid a stinker last night against the Ravens.
Yeah.
Not even a Tua touchdown. Like,
no, yeah, that screwed you on a big parlay. So, and I guess we'll just go right into that real quick. That like, I did a rookie mistake in betting where Lamar Jackson coming off this hamstring injury that I took 25 plus rush yards. I wish I would have live betted it and seen because you could just tell he wasn't going to run. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with him. He didn't have to. And if you look back at some of these games, they've been shootout type games. So definitely thought Baltimore would win, but thought Miami would put up a little bit of a fight. We did see McDaniels actually get pissed and not just kind of shrug things off. He was screaming and yelling about the Ollie Gordon thing. And like you said pre-show about the coach kind of bitching at Gordon. And
yeah,
Gordon did nothing. I would have been pissed too.
Yeah. Well, it looked like he was yelling at Gordon.
Yeah, it did. And Gordon flipped out.
Yeah. Gordon flipped out, but now I see what you're saying. Yeah, Gordon flipped out back. I would have flipped out back too. Like, it seemed like that guy was kind of being a dick. What did oh, he got fired up over that pre-snap penalty. I was trying to remember what he first got fired up about. There was that 4th and 1, and they had the pre-snap penalty, and it pushed them back to obviously 4th and 6.
Yep.
And he was pissed.
Yeah, he was. It was nice to actually see some emotion instead of just like the smart ass.
Yeah.
But I think he knows his job's on the line. I mean, if we would have had a show before last night's game, my bold prediction would have been like that he's fired, because we see this a lot on Thursday night coaches. They bring in a new coach and it gives them that extra time to come in and kind of get acclimated for the next week. So it looks like McDaniels muscles. You think he's going to be there for the rest of the year?
Yeah, I mean, as of now, I think if he goes out and keeps putting up kind of stinker performances like that, like it's hard not to revisit this conversation. But I mean, if they're putting their trust into him for now, I guess. But
yeah,
man, that's what I was at work today thinking about my takeaways, and that was the big one. Like, when does he get fired, Mike McDaniel?
Yeah, my take before too was he would not make it to Halloween, and well, we're at Halloween. He did survive, but looks like is his name Chris? Who's the GM? It was Gear,
something like that. Yeah.
I don't know if he was fired. He just resigned, I think.
They mutually parted ways is the verbiage. Yep.
He was relieved of duties.
Yeah.
So I know Teixeira, shout out to Teixeira. I talked to him a little bit earlier. He wanted us to kind of give a little bit of takeaways from this game. We don't think Tua is going to be benched. That was kind of brought up. I think we know what Quinn Ewers is. He's not good, man. Like, in my opinion, just at Texas, he had speedy ass receivers and constantly underthrew them. I think that's, which I mean, I guess that's kind of what Tua is too. Like but Tua's accurate, like usually.
Yeah, that's what on some of them drives. Like, that's what I fell asleep and I woke up in the 4th quarter and I got on my DraftKings to see what my parlay was like, and that was the whole 4th quarter. That was the only thing I needed was a Tua touchdown. And there was a drive with like, I don't know, 8, 9 minutes to go. And like he was pinpoint accurate, just hitting people. Then he drove the whole way down the field and then he threw a pick.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, is that frustrating? Like when he's on, he is on. I
Yeah.
don't know.
One
I don't,
offense that landed and looked really good. Like,
yeah, I honestly don't know if it's a mental thing. Like he can look really good and then he can it just all collapses. I don't know if it's a pressure thing, if he starts to feel like I said, I'm not a expert or anything, but
I
it
think
seems
some
like
of this is
when things go
McDaniel.
wrong, things go wrong, basically.
Some of this is McDaniel's too, because like, and I mean, I'm not trying to blame Tua. You come out, the Dolphins always come out pretty hot and heavy. Like they can move the
Hmm.
ball, they get things going, and then the defense adjusts, and the offense doesn't. They just keep trying to do what they're doing. Well, the defense is adjusted, and you're not countering to make adjustments to, see what the defense has changed to, and I think that's where they really start to stall out. So I think that's part of the problem, in my opinion. I yeah, going forward, I think it's Tua. Baltimore's going to win the AFC North. I'll just say
Yeah.
that right now. We said this last week. Last week they only had one win, and we're like,
Just
damn, they're still only plus like what 150,
130 or something like that.
yeah,
Something like that.
it kind of bad odds, but like they're gonna win the division. Like you look at the schedule, they got a very winnable schedule. They're getting Lamar Jackson back. They look good. They look really good. The defense is still not great, but they are getting healthier. The offense looks good. I will say Derrick Henry is a bit of a shell of himself. He kind of fooled us there against Buffalo where he ran wild and he just hasn't really looked the same. I'm not saying Derrick Henry's bad. I'm saying he's not a running back one anymore. He's your running back two, and he's touchdown dependent, man.
I think even the Ravens are kind of showing you that too, because you never really saw another running back with Derrick Henry, and you were seeing a lot of Keaton Mitchell last night.
Yeah.
I know that was a big takeaway. Like when it was Derrick Henry of last year or Derrick Henry of old, it was like Derrick Henry, and maybe you saw Justice Hill like catch a pass or something like that. But Keaton Mitchell gets a lot of work.
Yeah, he does. He does. And he's that, kind of the lightning to the thunder. And again, not saying Derrick Henry's like super bad, just like
Yeah,
you can just tell that burst isn't there anymore, which rightfully
yeah.
so. This guy's taking a workload and kind of
Oh, he
proves a
has.
lot of people, including us, wrong a lot. So
Yeah,
I think if you're gonna buy Derrick Henry, be a bit cautious. Be a bit cautious.
absolutely agree.
So, but anyways, that's kind of our takeaways from last night's game. And if this is your first time tuning in, welcome in. We are the Fantasy Football Power Hour. We don't play just for week 9, week 10, week 11, any of that. We play for 2026. So this is going to be kind of something that like we've talked about before. I've never seen the dynasty community so reactive, even the fantasy community. Do you kind of
Yeah.
agree with that, Mus?
Oh, 100%. Like, I mean, we were talking about it on here weeks ago, and Malik Neighbors went out, and it was like most of the time there was like that waiting period. Like if we saw Justin Jefferson get out with a big injury, it wasn't like you went and traded for him right away. You let it kind of simmer, like
Yeah.
you waited a couple weeks and then like try to make a move, and try to let people forget. But like the minute Malik Neighbors went down, there was people trading, like just giving up anything for like Ted McMillan. Like I was in a league where somebody gave up Ted McMillan and got Malik Neighbors. I'm like, oh my God.
I traded Marvin Harrison Jr. straight up for him.
Exactly. Same with Scadaboo. Like as soon as Scadaboo went down, people are just so reactive anymore, and it's crazy. I've never saw it this bad. It's like I said, most of the time it was like we talked about it all the time. It's like somebody goes down with an injury, you wait a couple weeks and let it simmer, and then send out offers a couple weeks later when the people get desperate and need somebody. Like you don't do it right away because then people know what you're doing, and they're like, oh yeah, well I'm not gonna let you rip me off. Like I know what you're doing. But now people just don't even care. They know what you're doing.
Right. Yeah. They just
And
want to win now.
everybody just wants to win now. And yeah, I'll take advantage of it. I mean, in leagues where I'm competitive, I'm still going for it. But
Yeah.
take advantage of it if you're in a league that you're not going for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely, man. I agree. So just a little bit of an outline of the show that we're going to be talking about here. We're diving into NFL trades that have actually already happened this week, along with trades that we feel could happen or just kind of feel like, in our opinions, make sense, right? So we'll break down teams that should be buyers, teams that should be sellers. We'll tell you who should benefit from these moves too, because let's say Jacoby Myers is moved, which seems really likely, and we're gonna discuss that. Who gets the value? Does everybody get the value? Does Brock Bowers, is he gonna get more now that he's healthy and coming back? So I think them are important things to discuss too, because everybody might be trying to buy Jacoby Myers, which is a fine buy, depending on what you can get him for. But maybe Jack Beck steps into that role, a rookie that hasn't really done anything yet. Maybe they utilize Deontay Thornton a little better. Maybe the darling of week 3, Trey Tucker, maybe he becomes more valuable. So just kind of different guys that we're going to look at to the sides of these players. So in honor of Halloween, I do have a couple trivia questions for Muscles and everyone that's tuning in.
Oh boy.
Yeah, make sure to stick around for that. So also, if you guys enjoy the content, please make sure to go over, like, subscribe, follow, leave a 5-star on the rating and review, leave a comment if you want. It really helps us grow and continue to put out great content and do the things that we really do enjoy. So let's mention a couple players here that we're a little bit late on the ball here, but we still need to talk about. Like you just said with Cam Scatterbo going to IR with that bad ankle injury, Muscles. If you've seen Cam Scatterbo moved in any leagues, because as of right now, I haven't. And how do you feel about the Giants going forward? Because we obviously seen Jackson Dart kind of tear up. Really, it just seemed like Jackson Dart's like the cool, good-looking dude, and Cam Scatterbo was like the wild, crazy, just kind of the yin to the yang, right? So, hopefully Jackson Dart will be fine and continue to kind of just do what Jackson Dart's been doing, because he's looked really good so far.
Yeah, I don't think I'm in any leagues where I saw him go for anything. I know I was offered some low ball offers for him in leagues I have him. Obviously, I didn't take it. But yeah, I haven't seen any. I'm sure there is some low ball trades out there on people, but yeah, it's a shame. This was probably one of the most popular guys in the league. Probably, I mean, everybody, everywhere you saw him on TikTok, on Twitter, you saw him, heard about him putting on his brother's shoulder pads and running a telephone poles or whatever. But
I did not see that.
Oh, you didn't see that? There was
No.
an interview with his mom or something, and she said that when he was a kid, he used to put on his brother's shoulder pads and his helmet and just run into telephone poles.
That is so cool. I like the one where he's banging his head off the wall and his teammates are took a video okay.
Yeah. So it's definitely a shame. I mean, this guy had a cult following. He was definitely probably the coolest guy, and a shame for him. I know I saw that there was that famous Philly restaurant owner or whatever that took him food to the hospital and all that. Just the likable. I think everybody likes Cam Scatterbo. If you don't like Cam Scatterbo, I don't know. So, but yeah, as far as the Giants fantasy outlook, I did read. I was telling you a while ago that I read that it could be career threatening. It doesn't seem that serious anymore. I mean, it definitely out for the year.
Yeah.
But it seems like 2026 he should be 100% ready to go.
Yeah, and hopefully so, man. Like you said, he's a fun player to watch. He's a hard-nosed runner, but this is something we talked about. Sometimes you got to put that to the side. And if you don't, I don't necessarily blame you, because you play to win, but you play to have fun as well. And like,
Oh
who
yeah.
doesn't like Cam Scatterboom? It's not like his career's over. So like, I think that's fine. I'm definitely in on any second round pick. I give up multiple second round picks to be honest for him. Maybe an aging veteran. Like, I mean, obviously, obviously, I don't know if it would get it done, but could you give up Derrick Henry for him after a 100-yard performance? Like,
Yeah, I'd be all right.
I'd be fine with that. Like somebody that's a little bit older that, nobody outbeats Father Time. If Tom Brady couldn't do it, Derrick Henry ain't going to do it. So
Absolutely.
it catches everybody. But the beneficiary here in this Giants backfield, obviously Tyrone Tracy. We were much lower on Tyrone Tracy than consensus. We really felt strong about Cam Scatterboom. I do think you'll see some Devin Singletary mixed in. So I think that's where I'm going with that. I mean, so Tracy, what are we giving up for him? Probably not getting him for a third, right? Like,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I mean,
and
if
that's
you're
why
a
I'm kind of out.
full-blown contender, you're probably gonna have to give up the late second. And
Yep.
I don't know. I feel like there's better options out there. But if you have to in a vacuum, I guess. I just
Yeah.
don't feel great about it.
I don't either. I don't know. I kind of feel like there are some other guys out there that'll gain value.
Yeah.
Tajay Spears is another waiver wire darling type guy. Like, I'd rather pay that second for Tajay. I know it's a
Yeah.
bad team, but I feel like he's just a better player in my opinion. And
'Cause
I think Tony Pollard could be moved.
Yeah, this goes back to, this is probably something we should have talked about in our strategy show, but like when you're going out to try to buy or sell a guy or whatever, like a good exercise to do is just like be realistic and just say, hey, where's this guy next year?
Yep.
Do you think this guy's gonna raise in value, or do you think this guy's gonna lose value? So like you said, Tony Pollard, where's he gonna be a year from now? Maybe a starting job, Do you
Mhm.
see Tyrone Tracy in a starting job? I don't. I don't see a realistic world where Tyrone Tracy starts next year. So like
Right.
that's like I said, that was probably more of a strategy thing, but like, buying and selling guys, that's if you're a rebuilder, I do that with everybody on my roster. Like, where is this guy going to be next year? Is this guy going to gain value? And obviously, you're never going to be 100% right, but you got to be
Right.
as realistic as you could possibly be,
Right. And that's why you don't want to shoot yourself in the foot. Like, that's why you got to take contracts and everything into
Yep.
just into perspective as well. Like, if somebody's on a 4-year deal, they're not getting cut more than likely, and if they are, then that doesn't happen very often. So
yeah, I mean, honestly, if you're a rebuilder and you have Tua, you like don't trade Tua. Like his value is not going to go down. So
no way. He'll go somewhere and start. There's a lot of teams out there that would use Tua. Like,
yeah, like you said, 4-year contract. He's locked in. His value can go nowhere but up. So like this is the worst time to sell him. So like that's what I mean. I'm like Tyrone Tracy. Like he's on the other end of the spectrum. Like he's his value is probably peak value right now. So if you're a rebuilder, I guess, and somehow have Tyrone Tracy, like just stash away. Like this is your perfect opportunity. Go out and try to get that second. But
I like that muscle strategies with muscles. I like it.
yeah.
I like it.
But there's definitely better options out there for that late second.
Yeah, I agree. Isaiah Pacheco, week to week with an MCL sprain. Now, the big reason I'm talking about this is there's a player on this list we're going to talk about that could he be moved? Could he not be moved? And we're going to talk about him more in depth here. Breece Hall, like, it's something I'm like, man, it just feels like Christian McCaffrey whenever Carolina just was bad and San Francisco's like, hey, we're going to give you this. We want him. And they made the move. And obviously it was a right move, even if it doesn't seem like it, just for the simple fact that Carolina's in a full rebuild, still are. So, and I think that's where the Jets really need to be as well. So if you're thinking about Kansas City, like, it does seem like a dream spot, and I'm not saying it's going to happen, but Isaiah Pacheco now being week to week, and Kareem Hunt, I don't know if Kareem Hunt could take 20 carries without like dying. So he doesn't have anything left. He got a couple cheap touchdowns. I like Brashard Smith. He's been a big buy, but he's not a bell cow.
No.
Not a
If
bell
you have
cow.
Rashard Smith and you're not a contender, I think this is your chance to get out. Like,
Yeah, you could probably get him. You probably trade him for a second.
exactly. Like, I'm just not a big believer. Like,
he's a fun player, but he let's just say this. We said he's Jerick McKinnon. Does Jerick McKinnon really, he's okay. Like, he was okay.
Right.
Wasn't
right. Like,
he's a third round guy. Like,
back end flex. Like, just,
yeah,
if you can get a second for, I'm not in on, I just said Jerick McKinnon, but I'm not in on his name. Yeah, I'm not in on Brashard Smith. I know a lot of people are. I just don't think he's a bell count. I don't think he's the answer.
This is what's so fun about Dynasty, because we bought him for a third weeks ago. Now let's sell him for a second. Like, we think we're maxing out value. We're ready to sell, and that's how quick this process is. But next guy on the list, Pat Surtain, to miss multiple weeks with a pectoral injury. That's something that you brought up, Muscles. The Denver, they're plus money. So kind of wild. And I'm not saying it's a bad bet. This hurts this defense tremendously. Pat Surtain just can lock down one side of the field, and they can bracket the other receiver. We've seen Dallas struggle with this because if Pat can lock down a CD and then you bracket cover George Pickens, you're forcing Dak to make bad decisions. You're forcing teams to make bad decisions. This, and you just don't know what you're going to get out of Houston. Like, Houston's like Atlanta, man. Like, they come out and look tremendous, and then they come out and look horrible. Like,
I honestly, I didn't even think about Surtain being out when I sent that to you. I was like, wow, Denver plus money against Houston, like,
it's crazy.
And you sent that, and I'm like, ooh, yeah, Surtain's huge. Like, that, he plays a huge factor.
Well,
so
I think we lost Muscle. Maybe.
Oh,
can you see me now? We lost one.
There we are.
Back on track. But yeah. So that even last week, like, we took San Francisco's plus money, and that was a little bit of a trap.
Yeah.
So
which San Francisco's plus money again against somebody else, and I can't remember. Giants. Yeah. Yep.
Which I don't think I want to touch either one of these games, to be honest.
At first it looked juicy, and then, like, the more you, like, kind of get into the details, it's like, I'm kind of with you.
Yeah, I think I'm staying away from both of them games. But as much as I'd love to talk more betting, we got more to go over here.
Well, here's one more. Like, Mac Jones is starting again. Is this kind of like? It's kind of getting a bit weird.
It is getting weird. So I just don't understand. They're being vague about this. Is it a turf toe injury? Because if it's the same turf toe injury, Joe Burrow isn't playing till December.
Yeah.
Is it not? Or do they want Mac Jones on the field? Because Mac Jones has been playing good football. I don't care anybody. He's playing good football. And do they want to stick with Mac Jones? I don't know. This is why I said, as soon as Mac Jones is out, like, hey, we're selling Jake Browning. Hey, we're selling this guy. We're not selling Mac Jones. Like, we're like, hey, we're going to kind of see how this plays out. And even if it's not in San Francisco, we're going to see somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly. I think this is, like you said, kind of, I don't know. It does kind of seem weird. It seems like they just want to turn to Mac Jones almost.
Yeah. I don't know. Can we get comments on the stage? I don't know. Are you seeing anything? Because I am.
Yeah. Jeff asked if I was a dad yet if Mitch had his baby.
If what?
If Mitch had his baby. He asked if I was a dad yet.
Oh. I don't know. Can you post them on their Muscles? Because I cannot. I'm not seeing anything on my side. So if anybody's trying to interact, I'm not.
Do you see on the right hand side of your screen where it says private chat and comments?
Yeah, I have it up like I always do, but it's not.
Do you have the comments highlighted?
Yeah.
Do you have the? Oh, Or do you have the
Yeah.
private chat highlighted?
Yeah, I have everything
Oh,
highlighted.
huh. That's weird.
I can see a little thing down it, but I can't see what it says.
Oh, he just said, "Are you a dad yet, Dilly?"
Good old Jeff.
Yeah.
But Carson Wentz, season-ending shoulder injury. So if you had a chance to buy JJ McCarthy, that door has now shut. I think we can say so. Maybe some believe, maybe some don't. I don't know. I still believe in JJ McCarthy. How do you feel about this?
Yeah, I think it's just one of those, like, what do you think he is, kind of? Like, I still believe in him. I just think he's, as of right now, like, obviously he could change. We haven't really saw a huge sample size. I just think as of right now, like, my expectations is like quarterback 15-ish.
Mm-hmm.
You know, is that
Yeah.
kind of where you're at?
Yeah, I think that's actually perfect where I'm at, and I think that's right around where you drafted him. I think some years he probably could have bigger upside if the touchdowns are there, like,
Yeah.
and they definitely could be. I don't know. We'll see. I think I overreacted a little bit because I thought the Bears defense was better than what it actually is. I know they've been banged up and they were banged up then as well, but let's see. We'll see how this plays out. I think he's going to have every opportunity. I'm a little bit disappointed in O'Connell, though, in everybody, because you spent this draft capital on a guy. What's Carson Wentz? Like, you know what I mean? We know what
Yeah.
Carson Wentz is. Like, I give him props. He's out there playing with a shoulder like that, whatever. But, like, I think they definitely delayed this entry. I know JJ McCarthy was hurt, but, like, if you look at this, at every single angle, they didn't want JJ McCarthy on the field. They wanted Carson Wentz on the field.
Yeah. It was weird because, like, JJ McCarthy was like the emergency quarterback, backup quarterback, or, you know, stupid title like that. But it was strange. Off the top of my head, I can't really think of the standings. Are they, like, in position? I can't even think of how many wins they have.
Let me take a look real quick. So the Vikings, they're 3-4.
Yeah. So,
I mean, they could. It's a tough division because, like, still Chicago's tough. Obviously, Detroit and Green Bay. It's a tough division. I know they want to compete, but, like, gotta see if you have in this kid. You just spent big time capital on him, and to play Carson Wentz, I'm very
it's kind of
disappointed.
alarming. Yeah, I mean, it's disappointing. It's also kind of alarming. I mean, we know Kevin O'Connell is kind of like the quarterback whisperer, and it's like, if maybe he doesn't think he has anything in JJ McCarthy.
It is alarming. It definitely is a little bit alarming.
It is. I mean, I'm not going out and selling him. I just, you know, because he's still young.
Yep.
I mean, just because he's not the answer now doesn't mean he's not going to be the answer in 2 years. It's just, It is alarming. It is alarming.
Absolutely. Tyler Shuck, who we actually called this on the last show. We said we got to be seeing Tyler Shuck here before long. Well, we finally get to see he is named the starter. Played some against the Bucks. Didn't get to watch much of that game, so we'll kind of see what happens this week. So,
yeah,
I mean, if you drafted him later in your drafts, I mean, I seen him go as late as the 3rd round in Superflex. Maybe you can flip him if he has a good game. I doubt anybody's given a second yet. If you can, I mean, I'd probably take it. But we kind of knew New Orleans was going to see what they had.
Yeah.
We know what Spencer Rattler is.
Yeah, he's an older guy too, right? Like 26, 25.
Yeah, he's 25 or 26. Yeah. I don't know exactly, but I know he is
older rookie. Yeah, it's just, he just is what he is.
And I want to add this to the report. Travis Hunter, this is very weird, to the IR, man.
Yeah, because, like, they were shopping Brian Thomas, and I didn't even know Travis Hunter got injured.
I didn't either. Hurt. He had a hell of a game. One on the anytime touchdown. Like,
they had a bye. Did they have a bye week left? Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that was 2. Or no, they played Sunday morning.
Yeah, against the Vikings. That was
Oh
2
shit,
weeks
that
ago.
was 2 weeks ago.
Did
Yeah.
they have a bye week last? I feel like they had a bye week last week.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, so yeah, it's kind of weird that he
That's
didn't
even
go.
more alarming. Yeah, I guess you're
Yeah,
right. That's how fast time flies.
yeah, it's kind of weird he didn't go on the IR last week. Like
I don't know what
didn't.
happened.
Yeah, that's.
They're saying
I'm
it's a
gonna.
knee, but they're saying it's not a torn ACL, MCL. Like
Did
everything's
it?
intact.
Is it non-football related? Did he do it in practice? Like I haven't
I'm
heard
not
anything.
seeing. Yeah, I haven't seen
We're
anything like that. It's something
we're
to
gonna have to look
monitor. I'm gonna say this. I think we're gonna see Travis Hunter out for the rest of the year.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I know they're saying that it shouldn't be, but I think we will see that throughout. So
Protect your assets.
Parker Washington probably gets a bump here. Would you say? I mean,
Oh
Neil
yeah.
Brown, they use some too.
Yep.
So I think this is Ryan Thomas's time to shine. Like, got to step up, man. You got to be the guy, and kind of show us what you show in a rookie year, and hopefully he does.
Yeah, because I think most weeks Parker Washington's outscored him.
Yeah, Brian Thomas gets the Raiders too. Ooh,
Oh man.
he's gonna good spot. So hopefully he does kind of show us that old Brian Thomas. So I know there's more injuries and stuff. We could be here for hours going over and kind of dissecting this, but some of the ones I wanted to kind of cover. So let's get into these trivia questions, Muscles. So
All right.
I'm gonna give you 5 Halloween trivia questions. And if anybody else wants to play along, you can shout out answers in the comments. I did get them pulled up, by the way. So
Okay.
I don't know. I had something off to the side. It was on my end. But anyway, so question 1, Muscles. And this is multiple choice too, okay? I'm going to try to make it a little easier.
All right.
Which NFL team's nickname is Monsters of Midway? A, Detroit Lions, B, Chicago Bears, C, New York Giants, or D, Minnesota Vikings?
I'm gonna go. Let's go the Vikings.
I'm gonna go D, the Vikings. I'll give everybody a minute yet, see if anybody responds.
Monsters of the Midway.
Monsters of Midway, and you're gonna say the Vikings. B, Chicago Bears.
Wow.
85 Bears. So.
Oh, is that the 80? Is that what they called the 85 Bears?
Yeah, I guess so. I didn't know that either. I got these off ChatGPT, by the way. So these aren't up in Andy's brain. Like these are just fun little questions. So.
Shout out ChatGPT.
That's right. That's right. So I was actually having fun reading these. I wanted to do like 10 of them, but I'm like, I can't do that many. But
yeah.
2, which NFL team is rumored to be haunted? A, Lambeau Field, B, Arrowhead, C, Soldier Field, or D, SoFi Stadium?
The Giants and the Jets, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, which one? What's their stadium called?
Soldier Field, Chicago. SoFi. I don't know where that's at, by the way. Actually, is that the Giants?
Yeah, I think it's the one that the Giants play in, isn't it? Because isn't Jimmy Hoffa supposedly buried underneath it?
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's not confirmed, obviously. But I did.
That's not confirmed, obviously.
I don't know, but I thought I watched something one time where Jimmy Hoffa was buried.
Man, I've never seen that, but it maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't found him.
So I'm gonna go. Which one is it? Because I think it's the
A,
Giants.
Lambeau Field.
Lambeau.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know why.
It didn't. It doesn't say like
no, it didn't give me a reason. You know what? It did mention something about Jimmy Hoffa.
Did it really?
No.
Oh. I'm gonna Google this after this to see why Lambeau Field's haunted.
I
that's
don't.
Interesting. I mean, it's an old stadium. So I mean,
it is an old stadium. That was kind of a tricky one too.
Makes sense.
Question 3. Which NFL quarterback has thrown the most nightmare interceptions in October over his career? A. Peyton Manning, B. Eli Manning, C. Big Ben, or D. Brett Favre?
I think it's Peyton Manning. I think Peyton Manning had 1 month where he was just god awful. No,
Nope.
really?
Nope. The answer is Brett Favre.
Oh, okay. See, I
Gunslinger
thought I
himself.
remembered there was like 1 month where, and maybe it was December. It might have been December, but I'm pretty sure there was 1 month that like statistically Peyton Manning was horrible.
All this
I'm
food stamp shutdown. Didn't Brett Favre steal food stamps or something? Didn't he?
something like that to build a volleyball stadium.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, maybe that's kind of a touchy subject, but yeah, I've sometimes I seen something about that. So, and that wasn't
There's
ChatGPT.
there's a Netflix documentary on Brett Favre. I haven't watched it yet, but I guess it's pretty good.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, there's
I'll
a
have to
Netflix
watch.
that's Untold or something like that with Brett Favre.
Did they talk about that?
I couldn't tell you. Like I said, I haven't watched it yet, but
Oh, you haven't watched it? My bad.
no, I've always loved Brett Favre, so I've always wanted to watch it. But obviously, I don't condone what he did. But but apparently, it goes into all of his controversies because there's more controversies in that one. There's the
Yeah.
whole Aaron Andrews and was it,
Hmm.
and then yeah, he got caught sending pictures of a cheerleader at one point, and
Holy man!
you didn't remember that?
No.
Yeah.
Damn,
Hell
Brett
yeah.
Favre's probably walking around with a pimp stick then. Like he's
Yeah.
not the guy we thought, I guess.
No.
Not the wrangler, throw the ball, white picket fence
Gunslinger.
through the
Yep.
tire.
Yep.
But question 4: which NFL team allowed the most points in a single season, terrifying fans? So it don't really have Halloween stuff. He just put Halloween words in it. The 1981 Colts, the 1996 Jets, the 2000 Browns, or the 2025 Steelers.
Oh man. I'm gonna go the Jets.
It is the 1981 Colts.
haven't got
I
any of
honestly
them
would have
right.
guessed the Jets there too, because I think that was actually a really, really bad team.
Yeah.
From what I can
2005
remember. I was just a
Steelers.
little lad, but I do remember a little bit of that.
Oh, I do too. Yeah, the Jets were horrible. They had that one year where they drafted that guy and
A
remember
tight
the-
end.
Yeah. The draft was in New York and everybody was like, who?
Yeah, they had I can't think of his name. I cannot think of his name. I'll definitely have to look that up after. Yeah, I watched a lot of NFL Network back in the day, seeing a lot of that.
Yeah.
Question 5 is the final question we have here. Which Halloween weekend game in 2009 featured a last-minute comeback that shocked fans? A, the Giants versus the Cowboys. B, the Pats versus the Jets. C, Packers versus Bears. Or D, Eagles versus Commanders.
What was A?
Giants versus Cowboys.
I'm gonna say the Giants versus the Cowboys.
Ah, you're right. I had to give you a little
Nice.
smile so that way you get one right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the Giants and Cowboys. A lot of memorable games there.
Oh yeah.
I think that was the toughest question of them all, and you hit that one, Muscles.
I was just thinking like surprising, like underdogs versus,
Yeah.
and like the Patriots over the Jets. Like I was like, everybody probably saw Tom Brady beating the Jets. Like, yeah, they might have came back, but everybody saw it. And the other ones kind of seem like,
right,
not so underdog-ish.
All division games there too, by the way.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
So let's go over that. That's gonna finish that segment, Muscles. You got one. I mean, you did all right. You did all right. Some tough questions there. I'll have to maybe next Halloween we'll kind of get a little bit easier ones with some Kellers or candy or something. We got a question here as well. What 2 Halloween candies would be in the Super Bowl and who would win?
Oh, 2 favorite.
For me, and candy corn's probably in there as a popular one. But for me, I'm not a candy corn guy.
Oh, I was gonna say that's disgusting.
I hate candy corn.
Yeah,
I like
too.
Reese's.
Yes. Yeah, the Reese pumpkins would have to be probably the probably in there, and then next one will be tough.
Yeah, I think Reese's for sure for me.
Yeah, candy corn
corn's
does.
the Jets.
Yes, yes, yep.
We could do that. Reese's and well, if we did candy corn, they're gonna kick their ass. I mean, they're
Oh my.
there. I don't know what other candies do you like, Moss?
I like peanut M&Ms. I think those are pretty good.
Yeah, they're not bad. I like Sour Patch Kids too.
Yeah, I was gonna say Sour Patch Kids. Those have to be up there. Them nerd clusters. I know it's not necessarily Halloween candy, but them
my wife likes them.
Oh my god, are those addicting?
Yeah, my wife likes them. I'm gonna say Reese's, and they are the Tom Brady.
Yeah.
The Tom Brady. So
yeah,
Reese's for the Super Bowl win there.
Yep, absolutely.
Let's see. Nerd clusters are the dark horse too.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't mind them. My wife likes them. They're okay. Let's go. Official trades that have happened in the NFL. So there are going to be some defensive guys here. Obviously, we're more offensive driven. We'll kind of touch on them and go over some of the stuff that we know. But so first off, the Jets, who, obvious seller, trade defensive back Michael Carter the third and a 7th for John Mechie and a 6th to the Philadelphia Eagles. So I do like the Jets getting John Mechie here. Is it going to be fantasy relevant? Maybe not, right? Like, maybe not. Hey, King, thanks for the sub, man. We really appreciate
absolutely.
it. Have a good night, man. Enjoy your Halloween, and hope to see you in future shows as well. Looking at this as well, but like, I think this kind of helps just this quarterback situation because we got like Josh Reynolds, right? Alan Lazard, like Tyler Johnson was there. A lot of nobodies. It's basically Garrett Wilson in the rookie and Mason Taylor in the run game. So, bring in this young guy who unfortunately dealt with, I know he had cancer. I can't remember if it was Hodgkin's lymphoma, what it was, but battled that. He had amazing bursts out of college. I know he's a player that we did like. So maybe he can kind of revitalize his career here and kind of get something going with the Jets. And the Jets are just trading defensive back and Michael Carter that's just and on the other side gives Philadelphia just a little bit of depth, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully, a little bit of change of pace. Definitely helps John Mechie. He's a guy that, like you said, he had cancer. Obviously, likable guys, easy to root for.
Yeah.
Obviously, he was buried on the depth chart in Philadelphia. So, see what happens.
Provides special teams as well. John Mechie's somebody that can return kicks and punts too.
Yep.
So this trade was in our backyard. So New England trades Kyle Duggar in a 7th to Pittsburgh for a 6th. So I don't mind this trade, but here's what I'm going to say. Duggar is on a 4-year, $58 million deal. So far in 7 weeks, Kyle Duggar has 14 tackles. 14 tackles. Kyle Duggar's 29 years old. I understand Pittsburgh was like working out Eddie Jackson. Like they're working out retired safeties. Like Sean Elliott went to IR with knee injuries. Killebrew is on IR. Jabril Peppers is always banged up.
I was just gonna ask, where's Jabril Peppers been? But I didn't know.
Like always, he's a New England guy too.
Yeah.
So getting them two back there, maybe we'll see what happens. It just seems like Pittsburgh's in desperation mode right now, man. Like this defense is absolutely horrible. They are the worst in pass yards per game. They're even worse than Dallas, Cincinnati. They're last.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh defense. Awful. Yeah, Pittsburgh defense has not been able to stop the run, and they sure as hell can't stop the pass. So, like I said, just seems like it's kind of a desperation play here. We'll kind of see how this plays out. I don't mind getting them for that, but you're taking on another big deal, man. Like
that defense just gets more and more expensive.
Yeah,
and I don't think it gets any better.
I don't either. Like,
holy hell, you got to go back and watch this.
What happened?
Dude, Corey Haim just went like 7 wide. If
Take
he
the
wins
lead.
this championship, it's gonna be fucking wild.
I know Muss is watching a little bit of NASCAR as we're doing this, but I don't know. We'll see. This is a trade I do really like, though. New England trades
Yeah.
pass rusher Keon White to San Fran for late pick swaps in a 6th and 7th. So I love this for the 49ers. Nick Bosa out for the year. Fred Warner out for the year. They are last in the league, averaging 1.1 sacks per game, so not getting any pressure on the quarterback. He is not a replacement for Nick Bosa, but yet a fill-in. And White's shown some promise. He the former second-round pick in 2023 had 5 sacks and 16 quarterback hits, and he's only 26 years old. He's kind of a long, lengthy type pass rusher, so could fit this Robert Saleh defense okay. So I don't mind this. I think my big takeaway from this, Muscles, is what pass rushers are available, right? Like,
Yeah.
is this kind of the best that we're gonna get? Like, we're gonna talk about another guy here in Trey Hendrickson. Like, he's on a 1-year deal who Cincinnati didn't really seem like they wanted to sign him. Cincinnati hasn't been good without Joe Burrow. Henderson's been hurt. Like, is he available or not? So I still think he could be, and I still think San Francisco will go after him if he is. We'll see.
I think you gotta applaud the Patriots. Like, at least they're kind of identifying, like, they're being aggressive.
They are, and
obviously they're not getting like 3rd, 2nd, 1st round picks or anything. But hey, like, this is, I think, how you win. Like, later on down the road, like, you just accumulate some late round picks and hopefully something sticks.
I still think the Patriots are buyers too. I think they're identifying guys that are not fitting their scheme, and they're gonna go out and they're gonna find guys that are. And we might be like, holy shit, maybe they get rid of Keon White and they bring in Henderson. Maybe I think New England is coming up and gonna make a splash here, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we're gonna talk about it later, but like, they're looking for a running back, and now Ramondre Stevenson is out.
Did you see my tweet earlier? Because Stevenson's out, and everybody's like, "Oh, Travion Henderson season." And I was like, "Wait till they sign Breece Hall."
Yeah, I don't know. This is getting like Darrell Henderson vibes with
I think
Henderson.
I think Henderson's looked good in
he has
workload that they've given him, but like, they don't want, like, we talk about JJ McCarthy alarms, like, this is really alarming. Like, and I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but like, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised.
No. This is definitely not a time to go out and buy Henderson. Like, seeing that
Stevenson's out now.
Be like, go pay 2 first for Henderson before he really takes off. Like, no.
Although we seen a trade in one league where Henderson for Fields.
Yeah, that was weird.
And I put the Chris Farley, I
think that was just one of them moves where like somebody just didn't know what they were doing there or something, because that didn't make sense at all.
The guy I got Henderson's like, what? I was like, bro, I'm not talking about you.
yeah.
I just didn't say no. I'm like, I'm not talking about you. You made a good move, in my opinion. But
it's weird.
Next trade we have here: Rams receive Roger McCreary in a 6th for Titans 5th. Good depth piece for the Rams. Arkel Witherspoon, he's been out. Darius Williams, I believe, is banged up. So just a depth piece. McCreary's not great, but a depth player. And Titans doing the right thing and selling. So, and that's what we're going to get into next year. So buyers versus sellers. So obviously, if you're a buyer, you're pushing for a playoff run. Obviously, if you're a seller, you're secretly tanking, kind of just not showing hope. But we do got to remember there's teams out there like the Giants, the Saints, the Titans, who obviously the Titans are sellers, but could they be in on certain receivers or guys that they can kind of see, okay, we want to help Jackson Dart, right? Like, the Giants are working out Deontay Johnson secretly. I don't know if anybody knows that, but he is there working out. The Saints, they want to see what they have in Tyler Shuck. Like, so to me, are they in the market for a guy that might be I'm not saying like a Brian Thomas, but like, could they be out there secretly for a guy under the radar?
Yeah, yeah.
Something to kind of take into. So some obvious sellers here, in my opinion: the Titans, the Dolphins, the Jets, the Raiders, the Browns, the Saints. Obvious buyers: Philadelphia, Buffalo. I don't think this is so obvious in Pittsburgh, but I think Pittsburgh's an obvious. Maybe it is an obvious buyer. We're seeing them kind of go into panic mode, and I don't think it's going to work out. But they bring in Aaron Rodgers, they bring in Ramsey, they bring in all these older veterans because they want to try to get this win here. So the Rams, they've already showed us buying depth pieces, Detroit, Indianapolis, and like I said, I think New England's going to make a big splash play. San Francisco buying players, so just some obvious buyers and sellers there. So this brings us to the part where we're going to talk about some hypothetical players, some guys that this is kind of, I think it's going to be kind of more of a fun show than an informational show. Like, obviously going to bring information, but like we can come in here Tuesday, I believe is the deadline at 4:00, and we're like, oh, Breece Hall's still a Jet. Oh, Jacoby Myers is still a Raider. But we're going to kind of talk about how we feel about this. So to top it off, Breece Hall. I think it would make a lot of sense for them to move Breece Hall. Last year of his deal, phenomenal player. Only 24 years old, coming off a huge game against Cincinnati with a 3-touchdown game. I believe he threw a touchdown as well.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right, yeah.
For tight end week, DraftKings, they I don't want to say they fucked me, but I took the plus 4,000 where somebody could throw, or tight end could throw a touchdown, and I was like, oh yeah, Taysom Hill, Tyler Warren, like it could happen. Yeah, they played it. It said 1:00 only, so obviously nobody did throw one, but yeah, I was like right there. And then whenever he said about Breece Hall, for some reason I was thinking maybe Mason Taylor threw it to him, but yeah, my hopes and dreams of that bet went right down the drain. So, but anyways, they did just win their first game. And, again, signing these bigger players, and he's kind of the odd man out, it seemed like. And Isaiah Davis in short stints has showed us he's capable. Braylon Allen, a lot of people were really in on Braylon Allen, said he was going to be the starter. I know he got hurt, but it was always Breece Hall. But still, Braylon Allen, very solid back. Clear rebuild here, muscles, 1 to 10. Do you think he's moved? And put a number on it if you could.
Man, it makes sense. Like we've talked about, it's one of those where I've realized that this isn't fantasy football and these aren't just names on a paper. Like there's more that goes into it on the NFL level. But boy, do I wish this was more like MLB, where like you see moves all the time in MLB. MLB trade deadline day is like chaotic as hell. You can't keep up with all the moves. Yep. And then the NFL deadline's just kind of, I don't know, you see a trade here, trade there, and it's just uneventful. But I feel like if somebody got an aggressive owner that actually like went out and tried to make trades, like maybe they could be a little bit more successful. But so with all that being said, it's like it makes sense. As far as like a making sense scale, it's a 10 out of 10. Like I'm just like, yeah, but like once you factor in that this is the NFL and it doesn't really happen, I'm going to take it down to like a 7. Like I
put an 8. I put an 8 on it because I'm like that too. But think how dangerous the Chiefs would be if they had a run game.
Oh, I absolutely agree. Yeah.
Think how dangerous they would be. I mean, I think Houston would make sense. Like they're so hot and cold. Joe Mixon's done. I don't know if Joe Mixon ever plays in the NFL again, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, Woody Marks is a nice player. He's a nice player, but he's pass catching back. Like he's solid. He's always going to have a job, but he's no Breece Hall. Not again. New England. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, what's the best way? Drake May is playing absolutely amazing. What's the best way to take pressure off your young quarterback that's playing great? Get him a good run game. Get the play action going. I think New England's a big buyer here. Like that could definitely happen. I know we don't want to hear it. We all loved Kenneth Walker. Then they went out and they drafted Zach Charbonnet, who's still a thorn in the side of Kenneth Walker's foot. I mean, Travion Henderson, as much as I do love him, he isn't an every down back. He isn't. He's a really good back, and he should get more work than what he's getting, but he's not an every down back. So to me, that even makes sense. like you said, it isn't like the MLB. It just makes a lot of sense. It makes
It
a lot of
does.
sense to me.
Yeah. As far as the sense meter, it's a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, it is. And, and I don't want to sound stupid here, but like I could sit here and open up Sleeper and be like, oh, Brees Hall's traded. I'm not surprised. And I could also open up Sleeper and say, oh, Brees Hall's still a Jet. I'm not surprised.
Right. Right.
Not surprised. I think Justin Fields, like, is there a possibility? Like, how much do you want to play for the Jets now? They just shit on you, and then you went out and
Fuck
tore
yeah.
up Cincinnati, or did you say, hey, I want out of here? Like, I don't want to be here. Like, is there a possibility that he's moved? I think that's another Jets possibly moved. And one more I'll put on here, Quincy Williams, 29 years old. He's a very solid run-stopping linebacker. He's an underrated player, but Quincy Williams, he bleeds green, man. I think this would take a lot of morale just out of the locker room. It does make sense for the team. He's not an elite pass rusher. What's the price? I think I Detroit can make some sense here. San Francisco losing Fred Warner. Denver, I could see him being a Denver Bronco or an LA Ram. Just a couple teams I'll throw out there. Other than that, depth players, I think here for the New York Jets, they're going to make some moves. Is it going to be Brees Hall or not? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the big one. That's the big one we're waiting for, because I don't think it'll be Garrett Will. I don't think Garrett Wilson can be moved with that contract. So yeah,
Brees and I still don't think Justin Fields will be, but just if I'm Justin Fields, like that bothers me the way that they treated him.
100%. 100%.
Let's talk a little bit about Miami here. We got to see that last night again. I think for them, it's mainly defensive players. Jalen Phillips makes a lot of sense. 26 years old, contract year, solid player. When he's healthy, played 8 games in 23, 6.5 sacks, an interception. Played 4 games in 24. So player that he's good when he's out there, but always kind of banged up. I think if I'm Miami, I want to move off that. So again, 49ers, Pittsburgh, Dallas, Jacksonville, a couple teams. Bradley Chubb's a name to watch, and maybe Jalen Wright, who we were a little bit higher than consensus on Jalen Wright.
Yeah.
We really thought he was going to we really thought he would step into that Raheem Mostert role, and just it's been Ollie Gordon. And and Ollie Gordon in a short amount of time, he's looked okay. I mean, he hasn't looked great, but Jalen Wright hasn't looked good either. So he's been a healthy scratch. I think maybe Jalen Wright, maybe they move off him, because we got to remember they traded a future 3rd round pick to move up in the 4th and draft this guy. So maybe they can get a 6th round pick out of him and kind of recoup some of that capital.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Ollie Gordon's hurt now, I believe, right? Did you
He's
hear
hurt,
how
but
bad
I don't know how bad it is.
Okay, I was gonna say that might be the only thing that kind of holds them back on that.
Because all I seen is he was questionable to return, and I don't know. Considered day to day with an ankle sprain.
Oh,
so,
okay, nothing.
Yeah,
major.
But an ankle sprain can be really bad, and it can be so. That's very vague.
Yeah. I think that would be the only thing that would hold them back on a Jalen Wright. I mean, I would even kind of like Jalen Wright in Kansas City, like,
yeah, I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that at all.
So yeah, that could happen. I could see that.
Yeah, so there's a couple names to watch for. Let's talk about the Titans, and actually the show for this show, who sponsors it is Fast Draft. So Fast Draft actually has a special. If you go to the $10 competition and you put in a Titan, a scary Titan player in that tournament, you will receive a $10 promo. If you go into the Discord and post that you did that and show proof that you did that, they will give you $10 back. So, but also if you go in there into the Fast Draft app, check it out. Best ball throughout the summer. Woo, we love best ball, and we also love DFS. Muscles. If we didn't work the schedule, we'd be doing a full-time DFS show. I could do a show every damn day of the week for DFS. I absolutely love it. Player props. But go over to the Fast Draft app, use a promo code POWER. They will match you if you are a first-time depositor up to $50. So get in there. Then you get into $100 in competitions. Like use the $50. I get it. Christmas is coming up just through Halloween. Maybe you had to buy candy, give out to the kids. put in $20, use a promo code, they'll match you 20. You don't have to use a full 50, but use whatever you want to use. Try it out. Use a promo code POWER, and they will match you up to $50 if you are a first-time depositor. Muscles, a couple name here for the Tennessee Titans. I thought possibly L'Jarius Sneed, but I just seen he now moved to the IR with a quad injury, so I don't think that's going to happen. There's been rumors about Jeffrey Simmons, who's an absolute beast. He's not available. He's been week to week with a hamstring injury, so I don't think he's going to be moved. Calvin Ridley was a name, but got to remember he's 30 years old. 2024, he was signed to that 4-year.
I was going to say, I think he's got a big contract. Ugh.
$92 million, 4 years. I remember when we seen that. He robbed him.
Yeah.
I hate to say it. I was higher on Calvin Ridley this year, but not great. Not great.
Pollard with Tajay Spear kind of taking the reins.
Possibly.
I don't know. I don't know Pollard's contract's like.
It's definitely a very big candidate as well. And Calvin Ridley's been out with the hamstring injury as well. So yeah, I think Tony Pollard's a name to look for on here. And I would love to see the Tennessee Titans take a defensive player, get rid of them, and get Cam Ward a damn receiver. Like, get him something. Like hey, man, I'm sorry, he's not the answer. And I'm not saying Cam Ward's been any good, because he's missing passes pretty bad, but you're throwing to bad players as well.
Yeah.
Get a little bit of static here. Do you hear that as well?
No, I don't hear anything. Oh, I mean, I hear you, but I don't hear any static as far as.
Okay. I was making sure. I was just getting a little bit. I know it was something that I hit. But anyways, just some players there kind of to keep an eye on. So I think Tony Pollard's a big one. We also talked about the Raiders and Max Crosby. They're saying Max Crosby is available. Maybe we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, that would be huge. I think if you're the Raiders, I think you try to make this happen. Like I said, on the sense meter, I think it's a 10 out of 10, but I mean, it does probably hurt the locker room morale and stuff, but I think at the end of the day, I think people have to know what direction your franchise is going and what direction you want it to go. I don't think of Max Crosby as a Raider for the next 4 years. I don't think he's winning you a Super Bowl, and I think at the end of the day, I think that's what the organization's goal is win Super Bowls. So I think if you can go get a couple first round picks or a first and something and try to build around somebody young and,
I don't mind that. And do you think sometimes these guys, like, because obviously Jerry Jones did it, like, they don't want to take the backlash of the city.
Right. Yeah. And I think that's what holds a lot of these teams back. And listen, I get it. Like, it is tough because, like, let's say me and you make a trade in fantasy football, like, I'm a rebuilder, you're a buyer, whatever. It's just a move on paper. But like, these guys have to fill seats. They have to answer to media. They have to, they have to keep the fans happy. They have to sell merchandise. They just have to do all this. Like, it's just not an easy transaction on paper like it is between me and you. If me and you make a trade. So I get it. I do. It's just, man, like we talked about this at work, like the Steelers, like the Steelers could have went out and they could have easily drafted Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterboo, exactly like the Giants did. Okay. And you see just them two players, what did they spend on? They spent a second on Jackson Dart, or he wasn't first.
Yeah,
he was the first. And then what was Scatterboo? Like a 4th round pick, 3rd?
Fourth.
Yeah. Exactly. There you go. Look at how much them two guys just changed that franchise. Now, granted, I get it. Scatterboo's hurt, but like,
it still brought the morale. It brought people together. Like, that's something that we can't discount, right? Like, sometimes certain people just bring a presence and and an energy that, like, people want to be a part of that. Like, even fans, like, I mean, then they're selling more tickets, they're getting more revenue, they're selling more jerseys, like.
Yep. So that's what I'm saying. If you could trade Myles Garrett and get, a first, and I What did they get from Micah Parsons? Did they get multiple first? I feel like they did.
Yeah, they got multiple first, and they got defensive tackle.
Oh, Kenny Clark. Yeah.
Kenny Clark, yeah.
Yeah.
Kenny
So
Clark, but
that's what I mean. If you can get 2 first, that's
well, if
huge.
you could get all of that, and then what if they go out and get Hendrickson for a pretty cheap price?
Exactly. And then pay. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Pay him a little
Like I said,
less.
I know there's more to this than just that. Like I know there's a
Yeah,
lot of moving parts, but that on paper it makes sense.
it does. It does. Looking at here, Jacoby Myers, I think this is probably the most certain one that, out of everybody, I feel pretty good
Yes.
about. Only 28 years old. The Raiders even said they're willing to move him, but they want strong value. What is strong value? We'll see. But I think he's almost. I'm at like almost a 10 here. I think.
Yeah. Oh, me too. I mean, especially I don't really know if he was hurt last week or he just. I think they're just kind of just done with him.
Yeah, he's in a good matchup too. So are they going to showcase him and try to get more? Who's going to benefit from this? I think Jack Beck.
Yeah.
Jack Beck does. I think Thornton will see more. Honestly, I even think Trey Tucker will. Like,
Yeah.
Trey Tucker's hitting this though.
Yeah, he is. He is. He is. He's a great best ball guy. Very great best ball guy.
Yep. David Njoku, he's another name I kind of wanted to mention here. 29 years old, great player. I know Harold Fannin, he mainly plays out of the slot, so I don't even really want to call him a tight end, but he's looked real good so far. Last year, Njoku's deal. Denver, I know they're big time looking for a tight end. I think they're pretty disappointed with Evan Ingram, so I think that makes sense. Tampa Bay, Jacksonville, a couple other ones I will throw out there. I think David Njoku's like a 5. I think it'll be hard for them to move him.
I do too. I think it'll be hard to move him, but it makes sense from the Browns standpoint. I just don't think a lot of people are going to pay, I think, what David Njoku's worth, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I think David Njoku is a great player, but is anybody going to pay probably even a third or fourth for him? Like, I see him going for like a fifth, sixth.
Oh, yeah.
And I think I don't know. I don't think the Browns are going to get what he's worth.
No, I don't either. This is a good time for teams to buy players as well because, like, what you're fucking trading, swapping picks and 6th round. You know what I mean? Like,
right?
It's a good time to get value.
Exactly.
I think the Saints, like, there's a possibility. I don't think Chris Olave or Alvin Kamara are dealt. I think there's a possibility, but Kamara's came out and even said he's not going to play for anybody else, so he's probably still just there. And I still think Chris Olave stays. They need somebody because they literally have nobody else.
Right.
On the defensive side, though, maybe Cam Jordan, maybe Demario Douglas. Them are some names to watch for. Let's get a little spicy here. How about AJ Brown? Weird, he was out last game. He wasn't hurt. He did not show any signs of being hurt in that Vikings game. So he's expressed his frustration with the Eagles. Very run-heavy offense. And I think Devonta Smith could jump in here and be good as well. And I think Jahan Dotson's shown some promise. I mean, neither one of these guys are A.J. Brown, but, like, it just seems like both sides are unhappy, doesn't it?
Yeah, Devonta Smith is. I had a couple players in my head that I went through and I offered in every one of my leagues that I'm contending in. I tried to offer a first for Devonta Smith. I think AJ Brown does get moved. And even if he doesn't get moved, Devonta Smith's like quietly still a wide receiver 1 right now.
Yeah,
I think he's like wide receiver 8 or 9 or 10. He's somewhere around in there. But he's quietly having a good year in this offense that hasn't been pass heavy at all.
Yeah.
So if it becomes more pass heavy, it's even more, but it's weird. AJ Brown on paper, this doesn't make sense. It's kind of like the Steelers of George Pickens, though. It's like, it's like the diva. He's throwing a fit. He's doing this. Last year he's reading a book on the sidelines. Like, I at some point, I think the Eagles get fed up with it. I don't know it makes more sense to do it in the off season. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked if it happens. It wouldn't be. It's kind of like the same thing with Brees Hall. I wouldn't be shocked if I woke up and it said AJ Brown's been traded, but I also wouldn't be surprised if AJ Brown was not traded. But it definitely doesn't make sense. It just is more.
And this definitely won't happen, I'm sure. But what if, Brian Thomas hasn't looked great? What if Brian Thomas for AJ Brown happened? Like, you know what I
No,
mean?
that'd be wild. Yeah.
Both guys get a fresh start. You know, I know, like, this is so. Chances of this to happen would be like plus 20,000 on draft. Like,
Oh
if there's
yeah.
any kind of bet like that. But like, that's something I think would make a lot of sense. Like, yeah, you bring into Jacksonville, a guy that has done it year in and year out that can be that guy, and then you could take Brian Thomas where he's never been that guy. And
Yep.
I'm sorry, his rookie year, you brought this up, Muscles. He's always had Malik Neighbors. He's always had some. He's never been the guy.
Yeah.
You put him
Yeah.
with Devon Smith.
Yeah. That'd be huge.
That'd be wild, and it would be huge, and it'd make even more sense now. You see Travis Hunter on IR. You have somebody that can do it. So, is there a chance that Brian Thomas has moved? There was rumblings. Liam Cohen came out and said they have no plans on moving him, which makes me a little bit suspicious because I think definitely now he's not, unless it's a receiver for receiver with Travis Hunter being out. But
Yeah.
that's just something that I kind of thought. And whenever he said no plans on moving him, I want to hear you say, no, we're not moving our young 20. I want to see some
Right.
Now he's saying, like, we have no plans to move him. But it's almost like, but if. That's what I got.
Yeah, I have no plans to go to work tomorrow, but
But if I feel good, I might go.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to work no matter if they call me or not. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I get what you're saying. It is kind of weird. It's kind of like that cryptic, bullshit that these coaches and owners and all that put out there. So
it's something just to watch for. Trey Hendrickson, again, we talked about that. I don't really need to say much. I definitely think he's on, that 1-year deal, and he didn't seem very happy about it. He wanted a long-term deal. Maybe he gets out. He hasn't been playing. Then they had the crazy Shamar Stewart stuff that they drafted. Could he get back to college? They did get that worked out. I don't know. We'll see. We'll kind of see what happens there. Another one I felt like was sneaky. DJ Moore. He's been very 4 for 40. This is Rome Odunze's offense. They've been using Alamaze Dakias quite a bit as well.
Yeah.
Their Burden's flashed. He hasn't done too much. He's flashed. We'll kind of see what happens with him, but did spend second-round capital on him. DJ Moore 1 year ago, I know is a new coaching staff now, but was very frustrated. I just think this could be the sneaky one where DJ Moore could be moved.
Yeah, this one is another one that just absolutely makes sense. DJ Moore's been solid no matter where he went. I mean, we saw since day one, Justin Fields, he's a wide receiver 1. Carolina, Carolina, he was good in Carolina. Like, he's just a solid receiver, and like you said, he's just kind of aging a little bit. It's Rome Odunze's offense. They're kind of phasing him out.
Yeah, it does seem like they're fading him out a little bit. And, I want to look at a player prop carry here because I'll just mention this real quick because DeAndre Swift is out. Roschon Johnson is out. We're going to see Kyle Monangai, which, hey, I'm cool with that. Like, I like Monangai. Got a lot of him dirt cheap, but like I look for DJ Moore to actually probably take a couple carries this week. So something to look out for.
Yeah.
Use him out of the backfield a little bit. But yeah, this one does make a little bit of sense here, and definitely a lot of teams could use a DJ Moore. I mean, could he reunite with Justin Fields? Going to the Jets. I don't think that makes sense actually because they're sellers, but would give him another weapon. I think Pittsburgh could make some sense here. Tampa Bay has been riddled with injuries. That could be the sneaky guy. Even Ibuka's hurt because, like, I came out and said Chris Godwin. It wouldn't surprise me if he retired.
Yeah.
Like, Chris
Yeah. After you
Godwin's
said
not
that.
right. I think Mike Evans is done. I mean, as soon as he gets back, he's just so.
I
There's
agree.
definitely some spots for DJ Moore to go here. I think Anthony Richardson, this would have been a perfect time for him to be moved, but unfortunately he's on IR with this whole band hit him and fucked his eye up or whatever happened. But it could have been a good possibility, but it's not going to happen now. I think he's actually probably cut next year.
Oh, yeah. I think he is cut. Yeah, especially with his emergence of Daniel Jones, like you said, this is a perfect. This would have been a perfect opportunity for Anthony Richardson to get a start
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yep, I definitely
But
think so. A couple names I'll throw out here. Kirk Cousins, I just don't know because again, that Miami game, you even messaged that one guy you made a deal like, dude, sorry, didn't know he was that washed. Like he
I
didn't look
think
good.
he's done.
I do too.
I didn't. I mean, we kind of watched the game, but we didn't watch it. But like,
No, Drake London does hurt. It does
it
hurt.
does. It does. Like they don't
Oh,
really have any other weapons, but still, you should have been able to annihilate that.
I seen it. That Raiders game last year, that was it. I just there was nothing left.
Yep.
Absolutely nothing left, unfortunately. And he's been a hell of a player for years. Love Kirk Cousins. Wish him the best.
Absolutely.
Jerome Ford, I think that's a name to really watch for. So Dylan Sampson would be a big riser if that happens. And Quinshon Judkins is week to week with a shoulder injury. We don't like running backs with shoulder injuries. That them sometimes can linger, especially if you're a runner like Quinshon Judkins who kind of runs to contact. So something to watch out for. I think Jerome Ford's a good possibility to be moved. Rico Dwaddle, actually, they came out and said it looks like he's going to take majority of the snaps this week. And he's a clear better back here, in my opinion, but they did just pay Chuba. They don't want to go away from Chuba, it seems like. So, do they move on from Rico? Are they going to showcase him this week and maybe move on and get what they can get? Because I don't know if he's a 1 or 2 year deal, but it's a smaller deal as well.
Yeah. That would be. I mean, he's looked good the past couple weeks. Like it was kind of controversy there. Like would Chuba be the starter once Chuba comes back? So
Yeah.
I think this will probably be low key, probably like the Kansas City Chiefs get or the Patriots. You know what I mean? Like I think this is the one that gets done before the Brees Hall one does.
Yeah. I could see that. I could see that happening. I just, for some reason, it just seems like they don't want to fade Chuba out. Maybe because they paid him and Chuba's fine. We talked about that. We're like, Chuba's fine. We just don't have a lot. Like there's just players around him we drafted, best ball and everything else. But
exactly.
Any other names you want to put on the list here, Muscles, that you think are under the radar or we just haven't mentioned?
No, I think you did a pretty good job at it. I mean, I kind of agree with everybody you said there. Yeah, I
want to remind everybody that's listening, this doesn't mean it's going to happen. It doesn't mean shit. None of these guys can be moved. I do think the NFL has been trading more than they have in the past. It's not like the MLB. It's just
I think even the NBA is the NBA pretty crazy too. I don't watch much of it.
I don't watch much of it either, to be honest. I think a little bit more even in the NFL, but I don't think it's crazy.
Yeah.
It seems like they do the whole super team and they have for a while, and we'll see. But we'll see. Hopefully, and there's always that guy out of the random too, right? Like when TJ Hawkinson was moved, we're like, what the hell? Like TJ Hawkinson's moved, so I think the big one this year that could be the TJ Hawkinson to me is AJ Brown. That makes that's the one where we're like, wow, why would the Eagles do that? But then you hear rumblings. Well, this was going on. Well, this was going on, and that's why it happens. So
I agree.
But that's gonna do it for this show, guys. And again, if you enjoy the content, please go over to YouTube, like, subscribe, go over. We're on all major podcasting platforms, Spotify, Apple Pod. Leave us a rating and review. Please give us a 5-star. We really, really appreciate it. And follow, and that way whenever we put out new shows. And next week, I want to cover some of Week 10, but also Muscles, I talked to you about this. I'd love to do a power rankings part. So
Okay.
we go through, we do every team, 1 through 32, and how we think the season's going to be, and rank them accordingly. And I'm sure we're going to have some disagreements there. And we see it every week, man. And that's what's kind of been fun about this football year. Like, we've done good. We definitely won some money, but like, it's kind of fun. We don't know what's going to happen week to week. I mean,
Yeah.
the Bijan stuff still it pisses me off, but like,
Me too.
it's still kind of fun though. Like, see Miami go out and do that. So
Yeah, unless you're losing money, then it's not any fun.
yeah, I lost money. I mean, I smiled a little bit, but it is what it is, man. So
It is. It is.
well, everybody, have a happy Halloween. I hope you enjoyed tonight's show, and we will see you next week on the Fantasy Football Power Hour.
See ya.
Yo, welcome to the Power Hour.